Hi there, welcome back to Build-A-Stitch. So yesterday's video was a complete disaster. I was off the video the entire time, so I didn't end up posting it, but this is what I did yesterday, which was 3 lazy daisies, and I alternated them because sometimes you want that regular pattern. So I actually really like the way this one turned out. So today I'm hopefully fixing my videoing problems, and we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna combine different numbers of lazy daisies. I put down a marker on the table, so hopefully I will recognize if I'm going off too much, because it was really bad yesterday. I was like, oh no. Usually I look up and check, but I go off for a little bit but come back on, but not yesterday. I'm doing this wrong. Don't go that way, we go back down to here. And that helps prevent, I don't know if you noticed, but just a second ago, the end of this was curving that way, and that's because I strung the thread over there. That's why we do these up and back stitches here, because it really does pull the thread a certain direction, and if you don't want that to happen, then you just have to, then the way to avoid it is to do the up and back stitches so that you're always starting in the same place. So with this one, I'm going to kind of do the same sort of thing as I did a few days ago with the lazy daisies and the French knots when I mixed them. We're going to kind of do some partials and then some up to the 3 lazy daisies as we go down the stems here. And our last little branch here. There we go. So there's our stem. Made it kind of a straight stems today. Okay, so now we're going to start with single lazy daisies up here. think on this side, and this is another one of those where you can do different things on the different sides, but again, a lot of flowers or a lot of stems of flowers will bloom from the bottom up, and so that's kind of what we're going to do here. We're going to bloom from the bottom up, and so we're going to think about this as the singles are the unopened buds. And then I'll go for 2 here. Come on. When the thread gets small, it gets a little bit harder to loop it. So like that, and I'm going to tie this off because it's just not, it's going to be really hard to get any more out of it that look decent. Okay, and then I'm going to go with one more double here. This is also when we can see how close we can get these stitches and how they look when they're really close together. Because you could do every other on this if you wanted, but I feel like if we're really looking like a stalk of flowers blooming, then the dogs are getting fed. So I don't know if you can hear them or not, but they're excited. Okay, and then here's our last one, and this is going to be a 3. So, like always, I'm going to start in the middle, and I'm going to kind of angle it a little bit more because otherwise we're definitely going to run into that one. I think the one thing about this is that it needs space between the branches to get it to work right. Okay, so it's close together, but that's okay. So there's that side. And I'm going to start on the other side. And this one, I'm going to do the 3 to start with. And we'll see if it makes a difference in how they look going from the bottom to the top or the top to bottom. As I do this too. Okay, and now I'm going to do 2 on the next few of these, just to be slightly different than the other side. And sometimes the hard part is actually keeping the stitches like the same, kind of the same length and shape. Because if you look here, like some of them are a little bit more round than others. Oh, this one's kind of a weird funky petal shape, but that's okay. But it's a little bit bigger. Might have a furry visitor in a second here. Yep. Gonna come in it and insist that I pet her, maybe. Or maybe she's just gonna sniff around. Come on. Oh, she didn't. Good. It was a walk-by sniffing event. It's so funny. Some days she comes in and she just demands that I pet her, and she will not leave me alone unless I pet her. And other days she just wanders through. Okay, I've got a mess back here. There we go. The tail had gotten like all tied up. I'm going to do 2 here also, because sometimes they flower at different times and all of that kind of thing. Go. And one more, and actually on this one again I'm going to put one at the very top too. I haven't been, but that would be very common for these kinds of flowers, well, flowering stalks. Okay, let me tie this off really quick. Okay, so there we have it. Flowering stack with lots of flowers on it. So sometimes they get a little squished together. I don't really see a huge difference between these. I think this side is a little bit more spaced apart than this side. Just sort of, but yet not. But you can kind of see how you can make those progress, kind of like we did over here. So I'm going to stop there for today. Have a fantastic rest of your day.